J Mo, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Trying to do a couple things at once. But we're going to talk about this Raising Kanan latest episode. I mean, I liked the episode. It was a good episode. I think they missed out on a good opportunity when they had Umbutu and his bro waiting outside to get Lou Thomas and B Rilla. I'm like, oh snap. We about to see the end of Lou. And then for him to pop out the way he did and take them out, I was like, oh man. How they win in the end again, huh? I think you're right. They wrote that so well in a way to get him that for him to come back and get them. I thought that was like, how he get them? Anyway, I think Marvin in big trouble. Now, if Marvin figure his way out of this spaghetti, you saw Marvin ain't touched that spaghetti when he was talking with Tony D. Marvin normally be maxing. Marvin wasn't touching that spaghetti to the end. And then he told him, hey, them concrete shoes is one size fits all, Marvin. He's like, Marvin in trouble. I think it's not going to be a good explanation. I think old boy Greavy or Gravy, whatever his name is, I think he gonna realize, like, dude, Marvin questioned me about me and dude, and that he gonna talk. He go to pay the water bill, go take a leak, and somebody whack him with a silencer at point blank range. Who would do that? And then he probably ain't gonna trust Marvin, which then Marvin gonna probably have to whack him, or he tell, which is leading to more problems. Marvin only solution is to whack somebody again. I said he the hammer. Everybody's a nail. That's all he want to do he don't have any negotiation skills. He took out Quan in the beginning. He shouldn't have took his mask off. You rock brother. I feel sorry for your brother. You feel sorry for the brother? I'm more than the brother. I'm the one putting you down. I feel sorry for your brother. You rock brother. I feel sorry for your brother. I feel sorry for your brother. Yeah. He touched everything with no gloves. You would think the fingerprints wasn't invented yet. They touching all on this safe with no gloves when they open it. They touching all the room with no gloves. I mean, come on, man. Marvin in trouble. He would have been got caught. Let me get to some of these comments, y'all. Antoine Herring, what's good with you, fam? Queens Nation in the building. 100 salute to J Mo. Appreciate you, fam. Cedric Williams, what up with you, fam? Ambi Bambi, what's good, sis? You say what's good, Jay, in the chat. Lulu said he not the one or the two. Everybody was getting dropped off. That's true. I just would have rather it not been him coming and getting them the way he did, at least. Cedric Williams, Uncle Lou is back. I do like the way they used the camera and how it zoomed up at him. And it kind of, you can see his face was kind of changing, like he enjoyed whacking them. I don't know why they made him show his booty cheeks this episode, though. Why we gotta see his booty cheeks, though. They done made him show his ass literally, and that he was ass out Brussels sprout, straight up. All good 720. You say it's a classic episode. Shantor Thomas, what up, Jay? When OC got dropped, I clapped. I know. Hey, I already knew something was about to happen to him. He was annoying me. Where's Unique? Where's Unique? Like, dude, shut up. Sit down and wait. Like they know. This before cell phone, everybody coverage. Then Unique come, you can hear he going through something. I need money. I need to get out. I need to get out. Like, what? So yeah, he's an idiot. And he got what he deserved for being a little punk. He robbed Kanan and gave the money to Unique. Yeah, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. I would have rather him at least took the money himself and got out of town, got away from all of them. That's what he should have did. Got out of town, got away from all of these dudes. You took it and gave it to him, and now you stuck asking for money for a bus ticket to get out of town. I mean, that was crazy. Crazy. Cedric Williams, can't wait for Unique and Kanan to finally join forces next episode. I don't think Unique and Kanan gonna join forces next episode. I don't see that. Not that it's so far off, but I think maybe once Kanan realized those cops do work for his mama, but they also work for Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I think those cops, when they kidnapped his girl, his mama put them on that. How else would they have known about her and that she was leaving? It's because of Rock. I doubt it was Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Although, when Kanan told them that he wanted to have he heard the cops, and then they talked, they wasn't looking and trying to be on his side. They were upset that he running his mouth and that it may come back to them. I said that they may have had something to do with it once before in my clips. I said that but they saying this a little differently in the show. But I was saying that if what's old boy named Reggie, whoever, if he worked for Snap and Crackle and Pop, and then they find out Fame put him down, then they would have him put down because you took one of our people out that worked for us. Now they changed it around and said he knew about a crooked cop. That's something that's happened off screen that we never saw him say. Now we can try to figure out maybe the crooked cop they talking about is Howard, but they wouldn't give a damn about Howard. Nobody interested would care about him talking about Howard other than Howard. And Howard was put down. So I still don't understand how they gonna go with this crooked cop thing. I don't get it. Maybe y'all could clear it up for me in the comments. But the only cop that's crooked that would give a damn is Howard. And Howard, in my thoughts, is down at the same time Fame is. It was real close. So I don't see why Rock or Snaps would give a damn that he knew about Howard. Anyway, Cedric Williams, you say Neek will have to go in the shadows again and change his identity. Breeze will be revealed in the finale. You one of them Breeze watchers? I don't think Breeze and all of that is gonna happen with Unique. I really don't. Hustle and Air, Stefano trying to turn Rock and Marvin on each other. No, I don't think so. I think Marvin and his problems is doing that enough. Sometimes people don't want to listen. Sometimes people think they got it. Sometimes people think who they with always think they know this, always think they know that. But sometimes your ego is in the way. Maybe that person is smarter than you and doing better than you. And why don't you listen? And he's had a hard time doing stuff and he don't want to report or tell whatever to Rock. And truth be told, she knows better about this strategy than him. He can probably fight or do that, put in work in other ways better than her. But when it comes to thinking, She thinks better than him. I'm not saying all her moves are correct. She made mistakes too. But let's put a list of mistakes next to each other. He's made dumber mistakes and probably more than her. She's made some bad ones too, though. Don't get me wrong. But I think him hiding that, trying to be the man, you my little sister, what I look like telling you every little move I make. I'm grown. I can handle business too. I can do this, that, and the other, which on its own merit, he got a point. But in reality, if you would F up, you would F up. Just realize who you are in life. I don't always make the best decisions. Sometimes I do dumb stuff. I need help. And you know, him doing that, when she asked him about, the lawyer said that the Fed saw you going in there with Stefano, and he lied. If he would have stopped then, maybe he would have been able to chill. When he was dealing with him and the books and all of that, trying to get extra money on the side, which that's kind of a whole nother subject I'm gonna get off on, so I ain't gonna go into it too much because I do believe in capitalism, but part of the problem with capitalism is how much money is enough. And I do have some of the brainwashing and belief that it ain't never enough money, but then also I have the reality and realization to believe that it is enough money for a certain amount. It's only so much. You know what I mean? Who needs hundreds of millions and billions? I'm not saying you shouldn't have it or take it away, but all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. You know what I mean? 305, Mr. City, you say Jay Unique tripping. I thought the rules was that drug dealers don't whack kids. OC gone. Well, I don't see it that way. 305. Once you enter into the game, you are now no longer a civilian, bro. And that's the truth of the matter. When I was around and doing stuff 15 teenage years like that, you ain't considered a kid. You selling, you stealing, you robbing, you shooting, you driving. You are no longer a kid. You in this game. You got women. You are now no longer like, oh, well, he only 16. He a kid. He ain't playing Sega. And somebody just grabbed him and did that to him. He in the game. So I think them rules of civilian and you whack a kid are out the window to anybody in the game, just like you don't do nothing to women. But would you say that about Rock? No, no. Those rules apply out the window because she's no longer a civilian. She's not a woman. Rock ain't a woman. She's a kingpin. Kingpins can get whacked. It don't matter who you are, man, woman. This in this game, them rules of society don't apply. What, they not gonna get a job? Somebody gonna check it on Twitter and hold them accountable? What, the police don't like them? I mean, like, these things don't apply in this type of society. So yeah, I don't see no child. I don't see a woman. I don't see a young man. If you cross the line into this war zone, you a combatant. You ain't no civilian. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Yvette 79. They took OC, my buddy ass to the trash. I mean, they only had small garbage bags around, and that was good enough. They needed glad bags to get rid of him. He said, y'all clean that. You clean up back there? Yeah, we cleaned that little spill up. It was a little mess, a real little mess back there, but we cleaned it up. It was a little mess. We had a little spill clean up on the first aisle of the couch. I was straight thinking when he went back there, Unique, to talk with the detective. I hope the detective don't sit on the couch. Notice it's wet or it's a hole in it. But Unique sat on that side, so I was like, well, guess he won't notice that. Cedric Williams snaps and pops some grimy OGs, RIP fame. Hey, for real. I told y'all they probably had something to do with it. The way they have it set up is different than how I said, like I mentioned earlier. Again, I'm behind on the comments, so I might be getting to these comments a little behind from when you said it. I'm gonna have to skip forward. But yeah, snaps and pop. I said it's because of Freddie, but I guess we don't know why they give a damn about him knowing about a cop. But hey, it is what it is. Hustling there. How Unique did OC was so scandalous, but gangster at the same time. He backdomed the back door. Hey, that was gangster. You know what though? I was like seeing that. And also, people from New York and Chicago are very similar, I guess. Big city way of things. Cause I swear, not that I've seen somebody get whacked, but I've seen somebody get punched in the head for saying some stuff and talking or whatever. And that was definitely about to get punched in the head type energy right there. Straight up. I mean, at they level in the show, I guess punching in the head ain't gonna do it. Where I was level at, punching the head a couple times usually got your point across. And I'm like, oh, he about to get punched in the head at least, minimum. And he got a couple dome shots, to say the least. But yeah, man. The people in New York and Chicago also I'm seeing a similar is that everybody got like a little funny, slick remark. And that's in Chicago, I know a lot. I've never been to New York, so I'm assuming off of this show I'm watching and other shows I've seen. But you know, he like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Bop, bop, man, you out for good. It's just like everybody always got some little slick, half funny, slick, smart ass comment. I love it. Just like when Lou was talking with old girl on the bed and she talking about Lou been putting in that good work. How many jobs you got, Lou? He was like, well, I love my job, this full-time job. I don't know, you know. This is the only one. Yeah, well, I was just saying I can pick up side hustles too. You know, I can Uber eat. I can have this Uber eight. I can get Uber 8. She's gonna get Uber 8. Shout out to Miss Jocelyn with the super chat. Thank you so much for that support, Mama. I definitely appreciate all the love, and I'm going ahead and do a dance for you. Oh, that's my side hustle right there. She said, I'm about to get Uber 8 up in this mug. Miss Jocelyn, Houston Rockets, H Town, Mama. I'm gonna see if I'll be able to come to Houston this year. Antoine Herring was good. Rock finally settled settled that score with Quan like we knew she would eventually. Yeah, but I didn't like it, to be honest. I thought it was kind of easy. Um, I just thought it was kind of easy. We really didn't even see what happened at the beginning of the episode. They already lost, and everybody's already put down, and he making them give up the code. Oh man, I just thought that was so easy. They make them win too much, in my opinion, on difficult things. Um, I can't really. I don't know, man. I just think they like Steph Love. Geez, how many bodies Marvin got now? That's what I'm saying. They just drop bodies so easy. The police ain't looking at a whole warehouse of Oriental Asian men missing, whacked. Like it's no heat in the city. New York is that big. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing, mama? I don't know, man. I just think damn, man. I just think they just dropped so many in there. And Marvin, wow. I mean, it's just a lot. Antoine Herron, you say OC should learn to be quiet when grown folks is talking. Hey, fact, I'm telling you, I swear he had that punch in the head energy. I thought Big Boy Chub Rock was gonna punch him in the head. At least put that cigar out on his head. Shut your ass up. Straight up. You got the head for an ashtray because it's right there at your arm's length, and you could just naturally put your arm down and ash is right in between his eyes. Thanks, little motherfucker. Sit your head down till I need the ash again. You can flick it right between his little braids. Man, what's up with when Marvin talked to old boy? What's his name? Bookie Gravy. I know that's the wrong name. What's his damn name? Anyway, he threw it back at Marvin. Hey, you gave me the green light to put old boy down. So he pretty much was blaming Marvin, but we find out he did the hit with someone else, his cousin, who did 5 years for running his mouth. So Marvin, he eventually tells Rock, hey, look, because they about to get they shipment, they connect finally about to come through and by the end of the week. And everybody is thinking everything great. And he had to break the bad news. Hey, look, we may have problems with Stefano. And he let her know what happened. And she like, this dude that went to jail for 5 years for snitching, you need to handle that. That's what they always say. Really? And so Marvin talked to him, and he's saying that, of course, his cousin ain't gonna say nothing, but then Marvin take him out, which of course is gonna make dude mad and gonna say something. So anyway, Antoine Herron, brother Akbar was putting big pressure on B Rilla, had him looking shook like a fake gangster. Oh yeah, he was. But you know what though? That's another thing, man. It only take a couple people to make you shook in real life. Everybody swear they hard, but the right two people coming for you, hell, sometimes the right one person coming for you, and you may be shook. Because you gonna have to step your game up at the very least. You're gonna have to be ready to put in that work. And it's only so much you can do as one person, to be honest. Now that's why I don't like how they was able to follow them unless they showed a scene. I wish they would have showed a scene of Lou and Rilla in the car and they glance up and saw them following them. Then at least we would have known from jump that they knew and I'd feel better about it. But it's hard to know when somebody's doing a following and doing, especially in a big city. Small areas and things, it's a little easier to see somebody making the same turn as you going everywhere you go. Big city, so much going on and stuff, it's a little harder. So Early, that's his name. What I call him, Gravy. So I just think that was a little harder. But another thing I don't like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But why is every dude like a pervert on here or something? Like, why did dude want to try to steal the Kunani from Jukebox? And of course she had the gun and she gonna beat him up. But why? Talking about, ooh, you girlfriend, boyfriend, ooh, you want this, and putting her up and choking her. What? Oh my goodness. It make it seem like it was scary to date a man in the 90s. Was it really like that? I don't know. Of course, because I didn't date dudes. Thankfully, if that's how it was, I don't know how it's anybody alive today. Because why would women give a man a chance? I don't know, man. I saw it coming when he saw her and said, "Come on in." What I need to come inside for? You seen him or not? He here or not? What I'm coming in for? So I already knew that was a setup. And then she talking with her back to him. So I already knew something was about to happen, but I just never, of course, had those experiences. So if anybody let me know in the comments, let me know. But I ain't know what's up with that. Now, one thing I did like in this episode is we saw Snaps and Pops on the rooftop meeting with the cops, and we learning that, oh yeah, they really dirty. They involved in a lot of stuff, and they had a nice little drone shot of them all standing there. So I see they expanded using drone shots and stuff. It was pretty cool. Nevertheless, the way they was talking to those cops made me think those cops work for them because they were saying, hey, when that heat and everything comes, you messing up with us. Kanan asking us questions. Kanan thinking that he can ask them with they connects. They like, how you know we got connects? He said, I saw you talking to them once before. I figure you may know what's going on. But in reality, they working against him too. And then Unique come and he talking to them. He talking about, yeah, we heard about Quan. We heard your connect got lost. That's all right. Whenever one go down, it's always 8 or 10 of them mugs left to replace him. Oh, I guess we just 2 more replacements of the 10. Nah, I'm here because y'all irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? I love talking in mental jabs like that. Y'all irreplaceable. Oh, okay, all right. Because I guess the others was the expendables, huh? Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, he talking about when he leave, because I like how they confer. They don't just drop decisions willy nilly. Excuse us while we confer. Blue bandit, you blue beetle dress mother. I know you hot with leather on. It's 90 degrees, nigga. I know you got knocked upside the head, but you hot. He had that hot blue ass leather. They was kind of dapper down though, matching. They had the matching outfits together. What was that they was wearing? They was over here. I'm like, look at these little man. They go to the stylist together. That's money right there. You going to spend money just to look matching together in his and hers. Well, they went and bought it anyway. They end up making a decision. They talking with each other. They ain't make a decision, but they talking, and they pretty much the plot thickens. So they out there operating on their own little island. They may end up using all of these people against each other, at least trying to. And then when the dust settles, be the last one standing, which is very smart. Say one thing to each of them, and in the end, let them battle each other. And then you sit back if it works. Because if they end up finding out that you played both of them, they can turn and both be on you. But if it does work, they'll wipe each other out, or you can at least get whoever's left real easy because they weaker, and you got it all. So I think that's what they trying to play. Antoine Herron, you said it actually made more sense for Rock to have been the one to take out Famous Rock was the one connected to Howard and had the most to lose. That's the truth. I think it makes the most sense for her to do it than anybody else, which was a little interesting to me when they threw in that little monkey wrench that they actually give a damn, snaps and pops, what the police and what Kanan and the little Bodiqua in question, you know what I'm saying? We got to find out what happened to him. I think all of that make a big difference, but also is a little confusing because why would they give a damn? Antoine Herron, you say Kanan hasn't learned the golden rule yet. Trust no one and tell no one what you think and let people play their hand to reveal themselves. Yeah, because you know what? I definitely thought Crystal was going to tell Rock that he thinks she did it. And she's sitting there saying, I don't think your mama did it. I saw her at the, famous funeral, whatever the case that was. She looked sad. She don't know. His mama sat there with D Wiz mama holding her hands and cried or whatever the case, talking about we gonna find out and he was a good kid and sorry for your loss. And she the one that had it done. So she ain't no telling what she would do. And he didn't tell Crystal all of that, but he did tell her that he think it was his mama. Now that she didn't got kidnapped. And we saw, I don't know if you all watched the end of this episode, but them cops got her in her drawers chained up somewhere. We saw a little clip of that. So, or somebody do. So, with that being said, she in trouble. You can't have a woman chained up, especially a young woman like that in her drawers. No way out, no way to use the and she supposed to what? Hold a secret for Kanan and his mama and the business and all of that. She ain't about to do all of that. The only thing is they probably gonna let her go because you know too much, seen too much, said too much. And then hey, that may be another thing that affect Kanan in life. He know that he responsible for what happened with her. It seemed he was right to tell her to get out of town though. I had to take some medicine, y'all. Woo. The verbal underground snapping pops know the golden child. So they got rid of Famous to further control him. Okay. I don't know. No, the golden child. That's funny. Christo Black, what a learning lesson this would be for Kanan. He's so unlikable now. What? Really? I would like to know why you said that one. What a learning lesson this will be for Kanan. He's so unlikable now. I didn't see any change in likability this episode for Kanan, in my opinion. I'm wondering what you saw. Um, Nothing in this episode made me unlike him. I thought he was actually growing up a little bit. He tried to get his girl out of the city. I can't protect you no more. He realized he can't protect nobody. Fame is gone. OC is gone. Now Crystal done got kidnapped. He realizing now, okay, I don't have nobody I can trust. I can't protect nobody. Ain't nothing I can do. He went to OC crib after they little what funeral. What's that? The wake, and everybody was there, and he was sitting there with the crew trying to figure out who did it and what. Nobody came at him like, it's your fault OC is dead. It's your fault, man. Get out of here. Nobody did them little corny little 80s movie things. You don't belong here, man. You don't belong here. So, I don't know. I didn't see that. What did I miss? Antoine Herring, we won't see Crystal no more. She currently chilling with OCD Wiz, Famous, and Scrappy. No, look at the end of the episode. Crystal is in her drawers for the next episode, chained up somewhere. They kidnapped her. So we'll see what's up. She about to sing like a jaybird. JKE snaps and pops, caring about a peon like Famous is kind of silly, but hey, ratting is ratting. I agree on both instances. I just don't think they should care still because it's no connection. But you're right. The only reason, like I said, that they would have did it is just off of reputation. You can't have the person whacking your employees running around with no consequence. So if they would have said my theory, which was that Freddie worked for them and they had Famous whack, because you can't be taking out our employees and be going walking around getting pizza, then that's different. But him and the cops, I don't get it. Christo Black, you say bro is supremely unlikable in this season. He's irrational now. Half the shit he do makes no sense. He been doing that the whole show though. He been not making sense on a lot of stuff. I think he's actually getting better. I think earlier he might have popped them dudes at the basketball court. I think he's getting better now. That's my opinion. That's yours. I ain't saying you wrong. I just didn't see that. That's all. Lord Bison, Quan looked like a villain from Kung Fu Theater. He had that mustache. I'm not saying nothing. He like, why? Because of them? Pop, pop. Okay, the combination is 268. Let me free. Hey, he gave him that combo quick with it. Wasn't nobody watching, boy. But they do got cameras in that office, so we'll see. JKE, they gonna do the kidnapped angle for Crystal. She might get saved. I'm not gonna say that much, but we will see that she's in some white drawers and tank top, chained up. Now, will she get saved or not? They've been taking out side characters on this show, so I don't know if she may make it. And Marquita D, you say why they asking Crystal? Exactly, exactly. Why are they asking her? And that's why I say the only reason this makes sense is if Rock worked with the exact same cops, because it was the exact same cops. So if Rock ended up telling them, hey, go grab her, I want to know what she know, or she knows something, but she leaving. Let her leave. Like they cause more problems than they deserve. Just like what's up with Bobby Lee? What's his name? David. Talk about, oh, I love him. Do I deserve love? He looked like Bobby Lee. That dude is crazy. Rock was biting her tongue not to tell him shut up. He's about to be a big problem. A big problem. Crystal Black, Crystal Potter, Chili was looking nice. You ain't lying, boy. Hey, let me tell you something. Man, the way the woman's figure is shaped, man, women are beautiful, boy. I tell you. That's why when them dudes was playing cards and he was talking about what he was talking about, he ain't had none since he came out of one. And what he say he wanted? The YMCA, whatever song. I'm like, dude, you crazy. Antoine Herring jukebox pistol whipped the skin off OC Zipper Ripper. Zipper Ripper. The Verbal Underground. Rock and Unique will team up once again to get rid of Stefano and Phil Russo. Oh man, if that happens, that's so unrealistic, man. I really, really, really hope that don't happen. Oh, I really hope that don't happen. JKE, I like that Jay potentially making Freddie like Snaps and Pops a strange grandson or family would have been a good way to tie this in. Even that would have been better. He worked for him, he they family, something. It would have made more sense than they caring about the cops. Christo Black, funniest line of the episode, go back to your coffin or crib. That was hilarious. Shorty was funny. She's cute too, but she was funny as hell when she told Unique Snaps and Pops where they was sitting at the table and I was saying they had the hey, I like that scene. I can watch that scene over and over again for the dialogue. She said, hey, when he was saying that y'all irreplaceable and Blase Skippy, and then they was done, he like, all right, well, go back to your coffin, the crypt, wherever you dead, mama. ah, mwah, beautiful. I loved it. Keisha Charmaine, nah, Rock's cops are different guys. Those are Snaps and Pops cops. Those were the same dudes. I could have swore those were the same dudes. Y'all let me know in the comments. I could have sworn those was the same. No, I'm saying this episode. I know what you're saying. I can't remember for the other episodes when she was giving them the money. I don't remember if those are the same. I think those are different. I'm saying this episode was the same cops. Same cops that got Crystal are the same cops that Snaps and Pops was talking to or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Um, that I think it was the same cop. So how would they know? Snaps and Pops don't know about Crystal. Rock does. Snaps and Pops talk to those cops this episode. We didn't see Rock talk to the cops this episode. So how is the same cops involved when these two didn't talk to each other? Snaps and Pops and Rock didn't talk to each other. So how do they have the same information? Why would they do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would they pick up Crystal? It's not like she came to Snaps and Pops and talked to them. Then it would have made sense. I don't know, man. People, maybe I be thinking too much. I mean, I just watched the episode. Not saying anything on you, but I'm just saying this is stuff that happened like immediately. My thoughts, like, oh, I guess she must work with those cops too or something. Because I don't know. Yeah, looting got activated again, y'all. What's good? I don't know if it's gonna last, but I think they kind of hyped them up. Be Real said back in the day, if somebody said that they had a problem with Lou Thomas, they were scared. They still should be scared. You don't see my Google AI. Ambi Bambi, what's good, mama? You say Rock almost told on herself to juke about how Mama Joyce went out. Ooh, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So we see this episode that Rock was packing the clothes from her mama, and I guess all the hospital bed, all that stuff is gone now, and jukebox is there, and then she packing the clothes. She going through little sentimental things about each item. This is what she wore to daddy funeral. This is what she wore when she beat my ass. And she said, I can do this for you if it's too much. No, I'll do it. And, I didn't get this actually, this question. She said, so do you know how it happened? What? Do you know how it happened? She was about to die anyway. Like, what are you talking about? So I didn't know why she said that. Do you know how it happened? Baby, did you see her? It was only a matter of time. So that was like a direct question for the show in a way I saw it. Because I'm thinking, why would she say that? Duh, everybody know what happened. But that's what she said, and Rock was like, I don't know. Guess she gave up. Been through too much, this, that, and the other, had enough. And I was just thinking, like, Why she ain't be like, she was dying and that was it. I don't know. I just think it was TV-ish. But it was good that they did that in the sense because it was showing that Rock almost was she was thinking about saying it. And if she would have, then Jukebox would have understood what Kanan was saying, that there's nothing she wouldn't do. But she didn't say it. And so I think like, okay, guess so. Antoine Herron, you say I think Rock may have farmed out the work to hit fame via snaps and pops to be personally removed from the situation. Well, they do know each other. We just don't see them talk like that, but it could be. That makes a little more sense. That's another step to take, but it's not that big of a step. It's possible. So, make a good point. It's probably the only point I can think of. Well, you thought of it, but as of right now, it's probably the only point. I'm gonna give you your credit that makes this kind of tie in better. If she talked to them and asked them to do it, but then again, what she told them again to go and get Crystal? Possible, possible. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and do my Mosco review rating, and then after that, I'm gonna put the link in so that if anybody want to come up and talk about this episode, um, we could talk about this episode. So we'll go ahead and break it on down a little bit. What's up? What's up? The Mosco is my rating system. Real simple. It's just 4 categories and 25 points each category. Bring you a score of 100. And I try to do this so it'll stay non-biased. So we got the first category, visual cinematography. I actually like some of the cinematography this episode, like when Lou whacked brother Baba Ak. They zoomed in on him on the street and upward like manner, and it made it kind of like you could feel like, oh yeah, Lou back. He was smiling. He was like, "Hmm, nothing like another killing at night to get the blood boiling." But also, I do have a problem with them doing that directly in front of the studio. That's gonna be some splaining to do, which I did see they did kind of show that for the preview for the next episode, which I'm glad they did because I was surely thinking, how you gonna whack these dudes right in front of the studio? I just thought like, oh man, if this ain't gonna be questionable by the popo, I don't know what is. Anyway, they had a couple other scenes. Maybe the ladies like to see his cheeks this episode. I could have did without, but they had a few other things with Rock, with Quan, with other stuff. Marvin, he ain't eat that sketty. So I think they did a good job in showing the gravity and the people and the scenes and stuff through the cinematography this episode. So I'm gonna give them a 22 out of 25. Um, I mean, of course, it ain't like it's Star Wars or something. I don't know. Storyline and plot for this episode. They got a lot going on. And man, I'm just wondering how it's gonna work out. Um, it is some things that seems difficult to explain, but I mean, Rock, they done got Quan. And so now Unique thinking that he's gonna just get a new connect. And he trying to because he got to pay the mob dude, rain, sleet, shine, and say, hey, but now you got to come up with Big Tony's money. You don't have a connect. F you, pay me. Anyway, I'm gonna give this episode I'm gonna give it a 22 overall for the storyline and plot. I like to see Lou. I didn't kind of okay. I see a comment right here. This got a good point. You got a good point in the comments right here, and that is Christo Black. You said them niggers, the ninjas. They stayed in the car for 7 hours with on a 7 hour shift with no tents. That's true, and I always complain about how people don't notice stuff. Just like I almost forgot to mention this. I didn't like that Rock was in that big ass Range Rover right across the street, and Neek and them didn't see when they got out the car in front of the thing, and they looking around and walking. You don't notice a Range Rover? Really? A block? Not even a block away. It was on the corner. So I gotta have you. That's a great point. I can't be thinking on one hand they gotta notice this stuff, but then on the other hand, you got this bald head Baba Ox sitting in the damn box Chevy right in front of the door almost for 7 hours. And they already know that they're gonna probably have some heat. So I have seen in those, I've been in buildings like that plenty of times, and on those floors, especially the higher up, if you look out the windows, you can see down at stuff. So if you see a box Chevy, you may go and look and investigate. That's all. They could have came out another exit in the building and then looked and peeked and then came back and this and that. These type of shows don't show all that detail. It's 1 hour. I get it. So I ain't gonna be too hard on them finding them out. I'ma lay off a little. Special effect, makeup, costumes. They always have everybody dressed good in this show. We always get to see, for the most part, Rock wearing something. Like, what in the world? She be wearing some stuff, don't she? Um, we see these dudes when they whacked OC. That was good makeup. When they found him in the dumpster with that dot in his head, he's looking like a black Hindu in this month. I'm give him a good for a TV show this caliber. It ain't like it's Star Wars or Andor. I know I always use that Star Wars example. I'm gonna give it uh a 22 again. And then entertainment fun factor. This is a memorable episode. We'll remember when OC got whacked. I think we'll remember when Lou came back after whacking old Baba Ock and his boy. So I think this is a memorable episode for this season. And I'll give it it's not as memorable as last episode with Rock taking out a mama, but I will give this episode a 22 again. It seemed like a lot of 22s this episode, but it seemed like that's the gun of choice they always use when they over here whacking people with the silencers. Of course, they ain't. It's 9 milli, but yeah, first of all, they make a silence. Anyway, you can get a silencer. I guess they're getting all these drugs. You can get a silencer. um, that gives it a total of an 88 on the Mosco. 88. I guess that would be, if I rounded it up, a 90 or a 9. I always go with a 0.5 margin of discretion. So if you think it was a 93 or at least a 90 or a 83 or 85 or 80, I mean, anywhere between the 8 and the 9 for this episode, I could see. What would you rate it this episode? You let me know in the comments. Would you rate it? I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I think it was one of the better episodes. I think it's starting to pick up finally this season. But you got to have it build up in a way in order to care about characters that's going to get whacked or characters that's going to go through drama. That's what's so amazing to me is this care for a character nobody ever seen or heard of, aka Breeze. The reaction and the care and what people feel for somebody that's never been on screen, that's very amazing to me. I never seen that. No actor played this character, but people are attached to it. Is like that's like amazing. That's like a writer's dream to have people care about a character that you created that you didn't even put any effort into. It's like they refuse now, but I believe that we'll see the Breeze character in the spinoff prequel with Tommy and Ghost. That's the only place I believe we'll see that character. I know people been thinking Unique of turning to Breeze, a long list of Breeze wannabes, but I don't think that that's what's gonna happen. Well, Sir Ricky TG's, what's good? TGZ. You said Marvin was too happy to be back on TV. He couldn't keep it in his pants after the opening credits. Marvin, what you? I guess I must have missed something. What you mean, Marvin? You mean Lulu? Lulu with his booty out? I think that's what it couldn't be. Was too happy to be back on TV, unless I missed something. But boy, that's funny. Let's see, Jigger. You say how they removed the bullet holes from the couch or find a new couch for the back room after the OC situation. I know, right? Uh, man, it's a lot of technicalities with this type of stuff, to be honest. It depends on the gun, it depends on the person's body, depends on this, depends on that. The one thing that is true, and I mean, with maybe the bullet didn't go through his body, maybe they were stuck in there. But the one thing is true is that it would have leaked blood, and blood, if anybody knows, is a hard stain to get out. Now, that was a cheap couch, and maybe they could have flipped the couch cushions over. Maybe they got him out of there before he started leaking real bad. I don't know. He was little, so he didn't have a lot of blood left. Maybe that helped. Maybe they bagged him up real quick. I don't know. Again, I've always had a problem with all of these shows with how many people they whack, but I do like it because it's entertaining, and it wouldn't be entertaining if they didn't do these things as often as they did, because then it would just be dialogue and people talking and going to jail or something, and there would be no action and very little action. So, Ambi Bambi, you say, I believe we'll see Breeze in season 5. Really? You think so? The only way that I believe we will see something like that is if they're bringing that person around and then trying to tie him in and bridge the two shows together. Sort of like Tommy being in Raising Kanan or something like that. I mean, in book 4, something to that effect. Other than that, I don't see why they would do that. You know, Jigga, you said Unique gonna end up having a cop from Rock. Do you know what? That might end up happening. I think Snaps and Pops will probably take that work before that though, because just to make sure that hey, you keeping your enemy dry. So maybe you don't like Unique, but if you don't like Rock more, me taking this money and she not getting it, is better than me not taking it and she getting it. So, Verbal Underground, you said Juke gonna smoke that detective. I don't see that one. You think so? I'm not saying I don't see it because I don't think she the type to pop and about put in work. I don't see the need yet. Maybe you saw something I don't see. I did think that was smart for her to walk away. And I did think that she was about to get hauled in downtown for questioning. And then possibly that would have fell out or they would have, searched her or something. As soon as I saw him walk in, I'm like, oh man, they're going to take her down for questioning, find this. But I guess then she wouldn't have been able to be a cop. Because I believe, yeah, she's over 18. She went to the Army. So, yeah, she would have been in trouble with a gun charge. And then she probably couldn't have been a cop. So, that's a good point. JKE, the best spot them boys could throw OCs was in the dumpster? Question mark. I got you on that. I got you on that too. I felt that was kind of whack too. But then again, that's how it is in the hood though. Especially in the big city, it ain't really anywhere to go and dig a hole behind somebody's house or something in the park. Drive all the way out to the woods and do that. Like they wasn't gonna do all of that and have him in their car and ride and do all that for him. So yeah, I that honestly, that right there, I agree with. Cause truthfully, they leave you where you was. So for them to have to do that was probably a lot. Because most of the time, in any experience I ever known, I had, well, known, because I don't have no experience with popping people and drive-bys and none of that. But any experience that I know about or heard about, normally, and I'm talking about street life, city, black folks, they leave you where you drop. Ain't nobody moving you nowhere. Ain't nobody picking you up, carrying you, throwing you nowhere. So I think they had to do that because he was in the damn chair. It'd be kind of hard to chill with his little ass sitting there dead with a hole in the head every day. So they had to do something. But let that have been anywhere else, yeah, that's where they would have found him. So I don't have a problem with that as much. Jigga, what up, boy? You say, what's with the cops stripping Crystal to her undies in the next episode? Well, again, I don't have a problem with that either because we realize them ain't really cops or they ain't really good cops. They ain't upholding the shield. You know what I mean? So they dirty cops. With a dirty cop, anything is possible. And here's what I mean by that. If you are, and here's again my experience with dirty cops, and my experience with dirty cops, I have had dirty cops do stuff to me, but and take stuff and rob me, but nothing on no big level. But I did see this dirty cop. He wrote a book. He a dirty New York cop from the 80s and 90s too. And he's actually on this channel called Diary of a CEO. It wasn't too long ago he was on there and New York cop. Anyway, from what he said out his own mouth is that if you was a regular civilian, you would get a regular cop. But if you was in the game or you was dirty, oh, you got a monster. Straight up. So like he could rob you, he'll beat you, he'll do whatever he wanted to do. You a criminal, you out here in the game. And he in the game, and he doing this and that. You ain't no civilian. So I look at them as like that's how they look at it. She's gang affiliated, drug dealer affiliated. She probably got drug money or did this or that. And they like screw her. Straight up. You say Lou better worry about be really snitching on him with his scary self. Oh, Man, I ain't even get that far in the thought process. You right. Damn. You see how fast B Rilla snitched, but B Rilla wouldn't have snitched if they didn't press him. B Rilla wasn't thinking about them. So I think that's their fault for pressing B Rilla. I don't know what y'all let me know. I think if Baba Ott and his boy didn't come up there and say we want to go back and then this and that when they already messed up, I think that wouldn't have happened. You say, and Marvin better keep his head on a swivel for Early for dropping his loudmouth cousin. I agree with that one. Early gonna realize, dude, you the only one that would have did that. And it was nobody heard it. Point blank snuck up. That was your old nigger ninja ass. The hell? Hustling there. Unique went on, wait. Unique went and sat in the same spot he killed OC, and when he was talking to Garcia. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. First I was thinking maybe he sat in that spot so Garcia didn't realize the seat was wet or whatever. They wiped it down, flipped the seat over, flipped the seat cushion over or something. But yeah, that was something right there. I wouldn't have wanted to sit in that spot, but Unique ain't give a damn. It just showed dude was dumb for selling out Kanan for somebody like that. Verbal Underground, you said Early gonna tell Stefano Marvin Green lighted the hit on the maid man for smoking his cousin. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. If he does that, that's a wrap for Marvin. And if they make Marvin and Rock take out the Italian mob, Stefano, y'all better be glad I do reviews for this show because I would be like, I might be watching a different show if they do that, to be honest. Like, what? Anyway, that's going to be a problem. I hope that doesn't happen because that's going to put Marvin in a bad situation I don't see how he can get out of. And I don't see how they can take down Stefano because if they did, the other Italian mob bosses would rain down the heat on them. You ain't letting this black ninja Bia and her brother take us out? A boss of all bosses? I don't see that happening. I just don't. Especially they walking around with no security and everybody know where they live and sitting there and just I don't oh wow. I just don't see that. I think there might be a gas leak at Rock's house if that happened with a horse's head next to it. The real Buddha. You said this could go forever. How many seasons you think? You're right. It could go. I mean, it technically, I don't think this is going to happen, though, being honest. But technically, it could go all the way to where we see Kanan getting out of jail because they even filmed some jail scenes in OG Power. They could even film this all the way to while he in jail, and all the way to when he walking out of jail, going to Ghost House. They technically could do that. Now, realistically, I think this, or I really thought this was going to be the last season, to be honest with you. I definitely think next season is probably the last. And if it goes 6 seasons, I will be shocked just because it's hard to keep actors together. Everybody pay goes up. It's difficult in writing and it gets kind of stale sometimes. So characters get whacked off and not in the way they would prefer. And so, it's just a little more difficult to go past 6 seasons. TV goes past that because TV gets more viewers and they have the advertising model so they can make more money, have more episodes to recoup that seasonal contract because they can sign on for a season, but that season is 20 something episodes. And then they got the advertising and this and that. And if you got Big Bang Theory, you can charge so much to so many viewers watching and make all this money or whatever. So it's a little different versus cable. Anyway, James Parker, you say you got a feeling Marvin out of here last episode. I mean, that's a realistic feeling because Marvin is digging himself a hole all around him. He like standing in the middle and dug a hole all around himself, and it ain't looking too good for Marvin right there. It looks as if Marvin is gonna probably get taken out. This I agree. Um, Between the Italians, all these enemies he taken out, as well as the cops because the cops was really watching Marvin last season. We ain't really seen too much of it this season. So I don't know. JKE, you said, Jay, what do you think about Marvin killing Londell? Do you think he should have killed early too and will early retaliate assuming he finds out? He definitely should have killed early too. I thought that's what was going to happen before that card scene took place. And he was talking with Tony D. I was thinking in my mind, I guess early and his cousin is dead. And then we see the card scene, and I'm like, oh damn, these dudes at the wrong place at the wrong time, playing cards with these fools. They all about to get taken out the game. I thought somebody was gonna come in that warehouse and take them all out. So to see, first of all, I didn't. These things are not realistic in my opinion. So how did Marvin know this dude gonna have to pee outside? And he gonna what, wait in the car till he gotta pee? Or what he was waiting to what? Follow him and do? I just think this stuff is so hard. They kind of showed it later in the episode when the dudes is waiting for 7 hours. You don't know what somebody doing and what they gonna do, how long they gonna leave, what they gonna do. Stakeouts are hard. Police stakeouts are hard, and patience, and you don't know what somebody doing. And he didn't. So for him to wait to come and pee outside, I thought, how perfect was that, right? But I would have preferred, and I thought it was really more realistic if they would have came in like they did Quan and just take all of them out. Because yeah, Early gonna be upset. And Marvin gonna try to act like he don't know nothing and try to convince him he didn't do it. Ain't nobody about to believe Marvin. Hustling there, I think they made the Black Power dude turn on Be Realer too easy. Like, how you care about black folks and you so quick to kill one? I know, right? I think he did turn on him. I think also, like when he came and ran up on Be Realer, and he said, we checking to see if you about to snitch, my brother. He like, I ain't about to say nothing, man. I ain't about to say nothing, man. Just eat my Cheetos, man. And he said, that's what I told my partner here. That's why we going back. I'm like, what? He even turned on his partner in the car. Talk about, man, I need to go get something to eat. I'm going to leave. Go ahead. You can leave. And when I'm done here, I'm going to come back for you. Like, this dude is psycho. So, because it made more sense when he told him, Be Realer. I told him he wasn't going to say nothing. So then back off. But nah, we going deeper. Yeah, that was a bad move, especially so soon. You could at least waited 6 months. So, Jigger, you say I'm also thinking Kanan gonna realize Snaps and Pops and Unique are all playing him and may team up with Rock once he realized she ain't doing famous and ain't responsible for Crystal disappearing. Well, Jigger, you assuming that she's not responsible for famous and Crystal disappearing. What make you think he gonna realize that? Where you get that from? What did I miss? Where you think she's not responsible for those? She's the only one that makes the sense for Famous, the best sense to me. So I don't know. Where did I miss? Because I definitely think she's responsible for them. It makes the most sense to me. So, Verbal Underground, go watch episode 9 trailer. Juking the hoodie outside with Detective Garcia. I didn't see that part. I watched it, but you know that stuff go fast, and I only saw it once. So, of course, a lot I missed. I did see them draws though. Robbie Blue, Marvin was waiting on both. Well, then he should have did like Baba Ak and just kept waiting until they was together. Although it didn't work out the right way for him, but he had the right idea. You don't take out one and not the other. Because what happens, I mean, think about it. It's human nature. You in it together with somebody, then that person get whacked. What are you going to do? Heighten your security. Be extra cautious. Make it harder for somebody to whack you off. Pun intended. Anyway, you got to be careful. So you want to get them both together so it doesn't, the other person don't bunker down and make it difficult to get them. Robbie Blue, you say, what characters does Lamar Jackson play? Lamar Jackson from the NFL? What is you talking about? The episode is on my TV now. I Lamar Jackson, who was y'all let me know. Was Lamar Jackson from the NFL in this episode? Or did you put the wrong thing in here? Because I didn't see him. I mean, again, I only saw it once, even though it's playing here. I ain't watching it. I'm talking with y'all. It's on the scene right here with Snaps and Pops talking with Unique. Let's see if the volume.
Somebody drops, 10 niggas did a replace. So what? We just two of them 10 niggas? No. Oh. That's why I'm talking to you. Because y'all are irreplaceable. Here to stay like me. Why we want to put ourselves in the middle of that nigga
drop? Why we want to put ourselves in the middle of all that Daco drop? Matter of fact, let me put it on subtitles. Ah, shoot. That's too many buttons. Snaps and Pops admitted to it with the cops on the roof that they had Famous Merc. Ain't that what they chewed the cops out? And they don't F with Rock to collude with her. No, that's not correct as far as that's why they chewed the cops out. They chewed the cops out because they said that they got questions coming back to them about them and that they don't like that. Maybe I misunderstood. Let me know in the comments. Did Snaps and Pop confess to the cops that they took out Famous? I didn't pick up on that. I picked up on they chewed the cops out because you got people coming asking us questions about your business. That's what I got. Okay, Lamar Jackson will be in episode 9. Thank you, Bambi. I ain't know that. Look at y'all putting me on game. I've been doing so much, I ain't even pick up on that or know that. So Lamar Jackson gonna be in the next episode? Okay. Y'all letting me know something I ain't know. He in the new trailer, JLMAO, and pictures from this season. I didn't see him in other episodes this season. But you know what? This is the bad part about football players. They wear helmets. So you don't see them too often. Yeah, I seen Lamar, but depending on what they have him looking like or doing, I may not recognize him. Hustling there say Lamar Jackson gonna play a character called E-Tone in the next episode. He will be a part of Unique's new crew. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, man. That I ain't know. It say we got Ghost St. Patrick leaving comments. He said Lamar Jackson gonna be on the next episode. Thanks, Ghost. Ghost is still alive, y'all. Oh, Jigga said Lamar was in episode 4. He must not have said nothing or did nothing. Bryce, you said Snaps and Pops confessed to it. Really? Jigga, you said, yeah, they confessed, said their work was sloppy. Yeah, their work. But I didn't look at it as work for them. All right, maybe I missed it. That's like if I say, hey, Jigga, your work is sloppy, bro. You got to get that together, man. I don't want your work coming back on me. That don't mean we did the work together, though. I don't know. The verbal underground. You say Pops confessed in the park, then told the cops to fix the mess before it connects back to them. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch it. That's the beauty of doing this with everybody together, man. That's why I call it first reaction. Because hey, I only watched it once, and everybody, although most of us probably only watched it once, we all pick up on a lot of the same stuff, but we all pick up and miss different things, you know. Hotspot Network, I felt bad for OC, even though he was sneaking. He kind of had no choice. I mean, he's a young kid still. I don't like to say young kid actually, because that makes it seem like they innocent and it didn't have nothing to do. But did he deserve the death penalty? No. Did he deserve a chance to make it right? Yeah. If you take somebody's money, you can repay that. If you take somebody's life, you can't repay that. And so he took his money from his friend. Could he have made that up? Yeah, because it was only goods. Now, the feeling or the trust, it can be repaired. It takes time, but it could have been repaired. I don't see he deserving the death penalty. Maybe a foot in the ass repeatedly, but the death penalty, no. Go St. Patrick. Yes, they confess. So all of you think they confess. Anybody that thinks that Snaps and Pops confessed this episode, they took out famous, put a F1 for fame one. You think that they didn't exactly confess, put a F2. I guess I missed it. I'm wrong. I didn't see that. I didn't see that confession. These are their confessions. Yeah, we whacked off that Bodiqua and it's coming back to us. Tighten your shit up, boy, because these are our confessions. Robbie Blue, I think so. Snapping Pops had every reason to question the cops to make sure nothing leads back to them. Okay. Hotspot Network. My thing is, what did famous know about Snaps and Pop? That's my thing. I don't understand this. That is, hey, we got a thing. This thing of ours, straight up. This thing of ours. I don't understand this. Now, yeah, that don't mean that because we don't get it or that they didn't explain it, that they didn't confess. Two things can both be true. I just think that this is not tied in right with the writing. If this is them confessing and they did do it, I don't understand how, why, what, unless it goes back to them with Freddie and that's their employee or family or whatever. I don't. What does he know about Snaps and Pops? We never saw famous ever see them or talk about them. And now they're the ones getting him taken out. He ain't know nothing about them, did he? You know, I got too much on my mind. I don't be remembering stuff like I used to, but I definitely do not remember him talking to them, let alone enough for them to care to get him taken out of the game. Sir Ricky, what's good? You say Pops and Snaps. Thank you for the support with the membership. Welcome to the club. This thing of ours. You said Pops and Snaps was talking to the cops that took out famous to make it look like Rock that gave the order. They followed Shorty from Rocks to the bus stop. Pop and Snap was behind famous death. Huh. talking to the cops that took out Famous, right? Or well, we don't know if those are the cops that took him out, but we would they well, I guess to make it look like Rock gave the order. But why would they do that? The only people it looks like that to would be us. So they don't do things for the viewers. So I don't know who they were making it look like that to. They follow Shorty. I get what you're saying, but you thinking in my by how this is written, it seems like you thinking like us, the viewer. But if you thinking like them, who saw them talking to the cops on the rooftop? Like nobody. So I don't know. Maybe you can explain it a little better. Ambi put the F1. Damn, James Parker F2. I mean, the F1. Pac-Man Politics a F1. Kitty Johnson F1. Howard Smith F1. Damn, I missed this one. All right, well, we'll see. That's crazy. I didn't think they was confessing about Famous. Hustle and Air said exactly the hot spot. That part make no sense at all. Or why would they send the cops to grab Crystal? I mean, I just don't get that. Verbal Underground said at Hotspot, Famous knew about Ronnie and Kanan operation, which Snaps and Pops financed. But that's about the operation. They're saying a dirty cop. If they said he was snitching on somebody and just left it at that, I think would be better. I think all this other stuff is in conversation. But this don't apply to a dirty cop because Howard wasn't moving nothing with them. So why would they care about this and protect Howard or whatever cop? What cop? Who? I just think they. I don't know. Pac-Man politics. You say they probably was thinking he would speak on Kanan business, which would lead back to them. That make more sense. Again, if they keep talking about cop though. Hotspot, you say, but how did they know Famous was hip unless Ronnie told them off screen? And that's the thing. They leave a lot of off screen assumptions, which, this is a on screen show. Verbal Underground, Famous was cooperating with police after he got caught for murder. We did see that he was about to talk, and then who knows what happened and why we didn't see him back on screen finishing whatever. Hustling there, that's bad writing. It would make more sense for it to be Rock again, but they probably didn't want to recycle that storyline. That's true. They have beat that storyline to death, but hey, man, they have established that that's what that character does with D Wiz or other people. So just keep it going or make it make sense the other way. I don't know. Jigga, you say, I always said they were trying to protect their investment in Kanan and Ronnie. Maybe they thought he'd snitch on Kanan, especially since Ronnie said he talked too much. And I get that. But again, they shouldn't have said cop part. Why the cops? What he got? What if he said he had some drug dealer or info? If they'd have just said he's snitching, and they'd be like, well, what was he snitching on? We don't know. Well, who did he say? We don't know. And next thing you know, he dead. Then we can say all of this and it's all plausible. But by saying cop, that just is, I don't know. Ambi Bambi, they said they only wanted the cops to look into what Fame knew, but not to go too far. Okay. Again, I may have missed or forgot some things. So if they went to look into it and he knew too much, but Fame, damn man, I'm starting not to like this storyline of him and what happened to him more and more. that's just me. Shell Williams, you say that looked like Snap's silhouette coming in the room when Kanan girlfriend tied up. I didn't see that part. I saw them draws, and that's all I saw. Verbal Underground, it looks like bad writing because the actor that played Famous had real life issues and got rolled out this season. You know, man, that's the truth of the matter. Look what happened with the show The Shy. And after season 2, they had to basically do the whole show. And I'd say season 3 and 4, they were finding their way, definitely in season 3. And then they ended up the show that they are today afterwards. So, and things happen, like they say in the business, one monkey don't stop no show, even though you don't like to say that, especially about a black show. But so, they tried to come up with what they came up with, and hey, it is what it is. I like to think sometimes I can come up with stuff and I can write things, but then when you actually want to write things and come up with stuff, it's not that easy. So, I don't like to always be the Monday morning quarterback, so to speak, and say coulda, woulda, shoulda, because it ain't always that easy with deadlines and things to do and production stuff and this and that. Ain't like you could take all day and take your time. You got to come up with stuff quick. So, exactly, Bambi. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, all right, y'all. Let me see. Get to a couple. Sir Ricky, you say, was it just, or was everybody rolling when they saw OC hop up on that chair like, boy, they put that in the script on purpose, of course. Of course. Sometimes they do things, though, not on purpose. For example, they had me on the show trying to eat some stuff and a plate and all of this. And they was like, all right, when you're done, throw it in the garbage. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't normally have all this stuff and then try to throw it in the garbage. Have you seen my videos? This plate about to drop. Like all this stuff about to drop and spill, and I'm trying to hold it and do this and that. And it's like, all right, you know what? Let's just put it in paper, and then when you're done, ball it up and throw it. Shoot, I'm there. You go. So that sometimes they don't. But that chair, they like get that big chair. Go and sit right there. Yeah. Because they could have been like, you know what? That chair too tall. Just sit on the couch. No. Get your ass in that chair. And action. What? That was hilarious. Hey, they did that on purpose, for real. That was funny. Uh, they had him bounce up in there, boy. I'm a big boy, too. So, Jigga, you say Marvin got the corniest lines, Hong Kong Fooey. That was corny. I actually didn't know what he said. I'm like, what did he say? I rewinded it. I thought he said fury. You said fooey. I still didn't know he said fooey. I'm like, fury. I did chuckle, just like this dude's stupid. But Marvin, but that actually fits with his character in a sense. Marvin say dumb, slick stuff, and Marvin, he not gonna be talking like Unique and Snaps and Pops necessarily. Although he do have a little of that in him, he more like, yeah, well, if you ain't got it, I'm gonna blow you away. Like what he said with old boy, with the concrete shoes. Good thing they don't come in my size. Hope they don't come in my size. First of all, I would have never said that. I would have said, I'm glad I'm glad I'm not in the business of trying them on. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have said, I hope they don't come in my size. What you worried about it for? If you don't got loose lips, you won't have to sink them Nikes, nigga. So I wouldn't have said, I hope they don't come in my size. I'd be like, I'm glad I ain't never got to worry about trying them on, because my lips are sealed with chapstick, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me some oregano, some Parmesan cheese, and some garlic bread. I'm about to eat this with a empty heart. Yeah, I ain't got a heavy heart. Ain't no worries or anxiety. Look at this. Ain't no worries. I'm good. Don't even look this way. I'm good. Matter of fact, give me some side of ravioli in this month. Calamari. Straight up. I hope they don't come in my size. You dummy. Hey, order a pair of what size you wear? Size 12? I know a lot of you kinds wear 12s. Order size 12 concrete boot box. Dumbass. Hustling air. When Stefano's questioned Marvin, he gonna say that's white people work. I wouldn't know about that. That was funny, but also dumb. For example, I've had people steal from me and lie to my face plenty of times. One person that I know, and this is the thing with a lot of people that are thieves, like me coming from Chicago and stuff, I know, and I remember I stole some G.I. Joes from third grade, so I know about stealing. I What you do, you won't get that evidence first, and then when I'm questioning you, you need to know I already know the answers. So I done found somebody stealing and already knew. And when I questioned them, oh, I don't do that. I don't know nothing about that. Really? Really? So you don't do that? You don't know nothing about that? Most people that don't do something would just say, I don't know nothing about that. What? What happened? Oh, I don't do those. I don't know nothing about that. Like Marvin. Oh, that's white people work. I wouldn't know nothing about that. Yeah, you do. Remember, Mr. Postman? Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, you always deliver in all neighborhoods, remember? Like, yeah, you do. You work for me. You one of my employees. So yeah, he he definitely don't know how to lie and talk. He says good stuff, but to the wrong people. If he was talking to Juke or Kanan, he's above them. Um, to a certain extent, but he's in a different level. But when he start playing with the other fish in the sea, the rocks or the Lulus or the whatever Stefanos, he ain't ready to swim like that. Hotspot Network, you said either Unique or Marvin need to kill early Tyler next episode. Oh well, it's gonna be Marvin, of course. Marvin gonna take him out because he better. We already know Early gonna put it together that Marvin, the one that took out his cousin, who else would do that where they were playing cards? So Marvin ain't really have a choice, which is why I was saying earlier, I think it was bad that Marvin didn't take them both out at the same time in the get-go. I mean, that was idiotic. Getting ready to wrap it up in here, y'all. Jigga, you said when he said he hope it didn't come in his size, uh, it reminded me of when Avon cussed out Stringer for asking, bro, moves on. Do you know who did it? I know, right? He done went back to the wire up in here with Stringer Bell and Avon, boy. You done went OG status up in here. But yeah, man. You gotta be cool out here, man. And a lot of times we all think we're thinking before we speak, and a lot of times, most of the time, people aren't, because you ain't giving yourself enough time to And something like what I'm doing now, I'm saying what's coming first thing to my mind most of the time. But when you in those situations, life or death situations, because that's what they dealing with, they need to be careful. You need to think. You dealing with situations, you can go to prison, not jail, prison. You need to think about these moves 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. One thing I was always able to do at different levels of success, but with serious situations, life or death or prison or different things, I was able to think ahead of a lot of the steps and choose wisely, thankfully. Because, man, you can act off of, emotion or instinct. Immediately something happened, you just react and do this, or you want to do that or get revenge or whatever the case. And next thing you know, you'll be thinking about that decision for the next 10, 20, 30 years in a box. So you don't want to do that. And it's always good if you got people around to help you too, to think that through. So Kanan, he got Jukebox helping him right now. So that's the thing I think helping him. But at the same time, he's so young, and Jukebox being his female cousin, although I don't think he look at her as less than because she a woman, young woman. But I think he may make another dumb decision when he find out about Crystal. And if this goes with my theory that Rock has something to do with Crystal and had something to do with Famous and had something to do with D Wiz and all the who else am I missing that affected him? And if he finds out she put his grandma down, I'm saying that this is what makes the most sense for this show. And then we've already seen them say, you are not a real killer till you take down someone you love. This is perfect writing for him to take out Rock. And yes, they have put this in the show of people taking out parental figures. And no, I don't agree with it, especially as many times as it's been in this show. But of all the times that it's been in the show, this is the only time that I actually really agree. Monet, that one is almost agreeable as well, what they tried to do with her. But this here, she also took out his father in front of him, point blank range. This person has taken out people. And how old is Kanan? 18? How many people has he lost? How many people has, due to his moms? So I think that this is perfect writing. If it's correct, they the ones set it up going down this road. If they end up taking a different avenue, I think they may have taken the wrong turn because this is set up perfect. What they did with Tariq and that was horrible. It was no reason to justify that. Ghost did everything for him. He tried to do everything for Tariq, and he got mad because, what, you left my mama? What? And Tariq was like 18. He going to college. You wasn't even about to be there. Is you nuts? And she lied and said he be, that's too much. That's not enough. Too much BS, not enough real stuff. This here, Rock deserve it. Jigga, you say, now I think Rock marinated on Crystal's words about believing home BS. Huh. That's probably true. That's probably true, but I don't think it would have changed her mind, though. I think Rock would have been like, oh, I believe it because I make it happen because it's true. That's why I believe it. I believe it because I don't be lying. Jigga, you say, Jay, when you come in tomorrow, we got to come to a conclusion on the rooftop combo about Fame. For sure, for sure. I'm going to watch it again a couple times, So by tomorrow, I'm at least watch it one more time, but I'm going to try to watch at least, especially that scene, a couple more times and reevaluate and think about it, because I didn't see that as what was happening. But then again, I only saw it and missed a couple things. It's possible. So I ain't going to put it past it. So I'm going to definitely check it out. Let me get up out of here. That's right. We're going to get to the facts on this one. Break it down and let you know what I think about it. All right. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. And look, man, it's a lot of people with YouTube videos, YouTube channels, go live, all that. So when it's all of you guys come and choose to rock with me, no pun intended, because I ain't gonna take y'all out. I appreciate it. I really do. Anybody could be doing anything else, watching anything else. I appreciate all the love. I just started using this AI program that's going to cut and clip my videos automatically. It's a lot for me to have to review, re-edit, do this. So I'm going to just have them and put the clips out. Some I may edit, re-put some pictures in and stuff. But for the most part, I'm going to put them out there. If it don't make sense, it do make sense. Let me know in the comments of these clips and videos so that I know to adjust or re-edit or stop using it, whatever the case. So I appreciate that. When you see these clips come out, whether they 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 second, 60 second, whatever, that's my AI program. I'm not sitting there doing this. I'm just being real. It's a lot. Anyway, I had to pay for this. It ain't cheap. So I appreciate the feedback. So I don't waste my money. Deuces. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all. Charlie Williams, appreciate you, man. Jigga, my brother, you take care. You got me doing some homework tonight. I'm gonna check that rooftop scene. You have a good night, man. Appreciate it, man. I see the greatness in all of y'all, man. Hey, I wouldn't be here without the support and people watching. Otherwise, I'd be here with 0 views and no support. So I appreciate it all, man. This is a community here. Ain't no I in family. Or is it? Ain't no I in team. That's it. Nah, I'm playing. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Ambi, you know I love you, girl. You have a good one. Hope you feeling good. Everybody, y'all have a good evening. Deuces. And I'm out of here.